eyes, an educator equals a gardener. Both love their subjects, nurture them with care, fertilize, and de-weed as and when necessary. Hello, everybody. I'm Seema Chhoriya, and I welcome you all to another insightful session on great principles. Joining me in conversation is my very ardent educator with a green thumb today is Mrs. Usha Iyer, Managing Director, Principal, The Green School, Whitefield, Bangalore. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. It's truly an honor to have you with us.
Hi, how are you, Seema? And thank
I'm
you
good.
very much to have invited me here at Great Principles webinar. Thank you so much.
So, thank you so much, ma'am. And we are equally excited to know about your journey, vision, and what led you to this path of being an educator. So, let us start where it all started. And you have already served in this field for more than 3 decades, and introduced not only academic reforms at your schools, but in fact, you have also brought in a green revolution in classrooms. So, tell me, first of all, how did you enter this non-glamorous world of education?
A good question, Seema. In fact, when I was talking to Evelyn as well, I was like quite excited about this entire, chit chat show. I started my career at the age of 19, and I think 19 is the age when people are studying. I just finished my graduation those days, and I think teaching was my calling. Uh, I actually joined the hotel management, and I felt that I was not cut off for that. And I became a teacher in the same school where I graduated out so many years back. So I felt like I should be contributing more in this field because I love children so much. And I was being a young teacher, probably connected to children very well, and and that journey actually has proven a good thing for me because not only gave me a footage of being a good teacher, but then later on it also gave me a kind of exposure how to become a head and how to take up the leadership role and stuff like that. So it was a long journey after that, and probably this is my 39th year of my career, Seema.
Wonderful. You truly have a lot of experience, and I'll be really happy to unveil each one of your learnings here. So,
Yes.
moving ahead to the next question, ma'am. So, as I mentioned, that you are a one with the green thumb. So, my viewers are commonly, and everyone, each one of us are hearing two words regularly, that is organic and sustainable. Even the clothing has become sustainable now. So, I would like to know what is your vision about the green planet, how the green revolution, how we can start this from our children itself.
That's again the question of the hour, I can say, and probably the present generation have to think about sustaining the planet and take and making it green. But I thought, as we are the leaders, we should set the goals ahead of people, probably set the ball rolling. So when I started this small school, the Bangalore school, in 2012, and we were doing it's a quite a luscious green 14,000 square feet of an area where I had a kind of a patch for the children where they were growing a kind of a small vegetable garden where they were taking that vegetables what they're growing to the kitchen, and they were also making organic manure. I think we were the first ones in 2012 where we were teaching the community as well to do waste segregation. When we were thinking we can do in such a small scale, and in 2017 the Bangalore school got awarded at New York in the climate week of Trump. And this was a great achievement for the Bangalore school at the time because children were doing the project across with the Greenpeace international body, as well as taking care of the nature and stuff like that. So that gave me an edge. And probably when I visited a few countries like Bali, Indonesia, it gave me a kind of purview that what about a green school? Which can breathe sustainable goals, and we can also talk about parallel fuels and induct the kind of pure air and pure drinking water and stuff like this, keeping that in view only that I started the zero energy, zero waste and zero carbon school. So people think what is a zero energy, because there is absolutely no use of electricity. It's a total solar enabled campus, and zero waste, as we are coming up with a waste management plant, and we're planning to also make handmade papers. I mean, we like to recycle all the waste, and very very minimal waste, which is toxic waste, will go out. The non toxic waste will get recycled. So that's the entire idea. Children will also become brand ambassadors as they will know that how to use the parallel fuels. Now people are talking about pandemic and they're talking about virus. Probably down the line there'll be problem of the underground water also. So we thought about
Mhm.
that in the future in 2019 as well, because before the pandemic, and we have thought about how to convert the moisture in the air into the pure water. So these are
Wow.
the factors which is going to set the school apart. And moreover, even the children will know about it, that how to become a green ambassadors, because so many trees we are growing and stuff like that. Not only the greenery part of it, but they'll also know that if at all there are some jobs environment related, so we are preparing them how to intern in a green cafeteria, how to intern and learn about agroeconomics, becoming with the eco farm. They'll grow their own vegetables, a bigger patch, a bigger farm which is coming up. So they'll take that to the kitchen, and probably the whole idea is what I eat is what I grow. What I grow is what I eat. So this is the whole idea, like we come up with. Yeah.
Wow, you know, it really gives me a lot of joy. Always I've heard about thinking out of the box. Today I'm hearing think out of the trash and recycle. So this is
Yes.
altogether, a different perspective that you have given us. And I think when children experience that how the plant, the seed that they have planted, how is it growing, and when they pluck that up and then they cook, they actually get connected to nature. And once you are connected, you automatically become more aware and you start conserving it. So this is the whole idea, I suppose, if I'm getting it right. So this is the only
Correct.
way I think how we can inculcate love for nature in our kids, because for them, like recently I just wrote on LinkedIn also that kids are more aware of the glow of the screen rather than the glow of the sunset. Barely our children enjoy the beauty of the nature, the rippling of the water, the chirping of the birds. There is so much. So this is, I think, the wonderful practice we all need to ensure that our children are more connected. They don't let them get dirty, let them feel the soil. So is there anything that you would like to share with our parents, that how can they help their children rather than not taking them to malls and take initiative and take them to take parks outside and plan something like that?
I think that we have started something called Conserve My Campus at the Green School, and we have made them as tiny green ambassadors, and they give them the green cards. So what they do is they go back and tell their parents how to save energy. We also give them awards if they save electricity and bring the bills to us. So these are small, small things which my children are doing, and probably they also tell their parents don't take their plastic bags to the shopping malls, and take a eco-friendly bag and stuff like that, and say, and they also tell the parents, oh, give me this, what you're going to throw away, we're going to recycle at our school. So they get a lot of stuff from the house here to get it recycled. So probably they also should know, the parents, because awareness is plenty now. And I think that many of the young generation, they've understood that they should carry their own bags, and we should also recycle the bottles and stuff like this. So they've understood that, and so these children are also trying to figure out, like, what is the digital waste, what is the toxic waste, what is
Right.
non-toxic waste. Now every apartment is doing the waste segregation and stuff like this. So for them, they are getting involved in that as well. And probably they also trying to spread it in the community, which are really happy with my children, because they are design thinkers, and we design thinking is the biggest thing in our school, which we tell them, because there's a young entrepreneur program which happens in our
Mhm.
school. So they also tell, okay, can we recycle the clothes, can we put up
Mhm.
something on the road where they can just donate the clothes, and we can tell them to, they go to a place where these clothes get recycled. So I think they work in the community, like lake resurrection programs and the community
Mhm.
outreach programs. So these are things I think the community will change, because maybe we are the drop in the ocean. We don't have so many of them getting into community, but slowly these children will make them change their entire thinking process. They say, no, if you want to bring the change, you need to be the change yourself. So that's the whole idea behind this.
Very true, ma'am. And as given the fact that children are born curious, so they are more spontaneous observer of the nature than anyone else, I suppose. So
Yes.
wonderfully explained by you. And now moving ahead, ma'am. So there are a lot of things changing. Like when we talk about even green thing, we were not aware of the e-waste, the digital waste, which has now come up. So even in the process of teaching, things keep on changing. And as teacher, we all need to be a continuous learner. So I would like to know from you, how can and when should educators plan out self-learning courses that ensures that they remain up to date?
See, generally people think this is basically for the ladies, or maybe the people who want to get into teaching profession. They feel they do a B.Ed or they do a course that's enough to get into the teaching profession, or to as a lecturer. But I feel it should be continuous. It should be ongoing, which we do at our school. Every quarter, probably we handhold, and we identify that these are the various areas of focus that they need to be trained on, whether it is digital, because last 2 years it was totally online. So it was a very new ball game entirely for the teachers, because I'm not talking about our teachers, because we were anyway using technology. I'm talking majority of them. So it's very
Right.
important to understand that there's a disaster management, if the A plan doesn't work, B plan should work. So you should be actually hands on in everything, and you should also be trained continuously. We should never think that we know everything. So there's something always springing up new. So I always tell and prepare our teachers for the 10 years down the line, as we are working on 2030 sustainable goals, SDG goals of UNESCO. And we're also going to get the UN accreditation very soon by the Green Mentors from Gujarat. So we are telling the teachers, like, go ahead, think about 10 years down the line, what are the career options which we are going to offer the children later. So
Mhm.
actually there is no career match between whatever we teach in the school and whatever children are going to become in the society. So if we are going to teach the children and become make them professionally like qualified for whatever they want to do, and probably the career counseling part of it, according to whatever schools call them as career counseling, we talk about career paths for children. It's chalked out at a very younger age. So I think that to identify that and to streamline that and to make that curriculum and the career match, that is very important, and that happens only when we take a lot of interest in andragogy. Pedagogy is something which we render in the schools, but andragogy is what we train the teachers. But the thing is, there are three phases to it: andragogy, pedagogy, and pedagogy. So we have to take care of all these three, so that what happens is, and there's so many changes which keeps happening in the all over the world. So we need to keep in touch with that and probably go with the with the stream as it is. For example, we talk about the hierarchical charts, and we talk about how the entire thing is framed for the teachers, for the teacher, how to make a lesson plans and how they have delivered it, because there's a sea of change which has happened from that time to now. So if we can make those kind of the knowledge available for teachers through teacher training and stuff like this, the teachers will definitely pick it up, and they will try to render something in a different way, so that there is a kind of connect which happens with children, and probably children will also be guided and to know what exactly they want to take it up in their lives. It's like that. So that is how we train our teachers. So it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, it has to be, because everything keeps on changing, and when you keeps on learning, then only you can impart the knowledge further. So that is
Absolutely.
required, and I really love the point where you mentioned that you make children aware at a very early stage, that what should be the career path, because then they can understand, all right, this is where my interest lies or not, or where should I excel more, what are my weaknesses if I'm liking this kind of a future further. So I think this is what is required, and this is majorly missing in our school education. We don't talk about the career paths, career counseling. Okay, 10, 12, what happens is study abroad, but we don't talk
Yes.
about what after that. So I think this is a wonderful step which you have taken, and all educators must follow this. And yes, and I think this there is one secret why teachers stay young, because I think learning always keeps you young. So that
Yes.
is the secret, right? All right, so moving ahead in our
Because we are
questions.
actually interacting with children. And for me, like, when I was running a international school, and we were always dealing with 16 years and 14 years old children too. But here, when I have an early childhood center, when they come and give you a hug and they say, "Oh my God, we missed you so much," and they preserve the chocolate papers and wrappers for you, and I say, "Can we make something out of this?" Because they know that we recycle a lot of stuff. So you are actually interacting with a bunch of 3 years and 4 years. Then naturally you come down to their level, and you're no more like age is just the number. It becomes like that when you are interacting
Right,
with kids.
right.
Yeah.
Certainly, ma'am. So, talking about the smiles and hug, some services are best paid with the appreciation in form of appreciation, that is smiles and hugs. And edification is one kind of a field where, it's far more gratifying than any award, that you have made a difference in someone's life and that someone is always obliged. So, this is that kind of a field. So, tell me one thing, ma'am, which of your achievement as an educator is very close to your heart?
I was very thrilled in 2010 when I went to Canada, and Canadian High Commission had chosen 8 principals all across India to go and visit Canadian universities. I have got a lot of awards in my life, as a leadership role award from Devang Mehta and all. But this is very closer to my heart because I went and saw the foreign universities. They had actually spent a lot of money on us, and it was like sponsored by them. And we were chosen there to give feedback on the kind of the education which is happening in Canada. Those days, I could see this about so many years back, almost about 12 years back. But I could see the children are Indian kids, were doing very well there, and they were talking about nanotechnology those days, about nano chips and stuff like this, which has come now into India actually. So if our children are given those kind of resources which available in Canada and other countries, I think our kids will excel. So that is the thing which actually, gave me a spark and said, okay, when I do my school, I'm going to give them all the kind of resources so they stand out in the society. So that was my idea. Even when I did the school, I said, look at what the other universities abroad do, and
Abroad.
which we are not able to do that in our universities in India. And that is one of the reasons that these children are going there and studying. So that it
Right.
gave me a lot of insight into how the professors were connected to children beyond the school hours. They'll be sitting on the steps, chatting, exchanging knowledge. Here, just the bell goes at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Everybody, takes a bag and goes off. So I thought, let me get those kind of dedicated teachers. You pay them very well, you get good professors and teachers, but they will go that extra mile to teach children, because after all, whatever we do, it's the teacher connect which happens. We can talk about technology, we can talk about so many things, we can talk about Google, it gives them a lot of information, but there has to be a human touch, there has to be a teacher,
Certainly.
and that is where we need to invest on. So this is where my whole gamut, the whole thing runs around is, can I get a good hand as a leader who can, run a school, or a person who can, connect to children. So that is a must. If you are able to do that, your school runs beautifully and your children are getting a good knowledge. So that is very closer to my heart, is a Canadian University tour which I did in 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly, ma'am. It gives also, even I feel very proud when I hear this from so many educators that Indian kids are smarter. They do much better in, they adapt to different culture easily. They, deal with people better, and their English skills are very, very strong. And I hear this every day. I had a guest who told me that, Seema, when in Japan, when people take admission, they insist that please make my child sit with an Indian student. So it certainly gives you feel a sense of pride that, oh, this is my country and my kids are so smart. And youth is ultimately the children, they are the future of the nation, so it automatically, says much about the country's future. So it's really, really very proud feeling here moment for me. And on this wonderful feeling, let us start with the rapid fire round. So in the rapid fire round, ma'am, you have to speak in one word the answer, or you can use a statement. All right.
Okay.
So I will start with my first question. Who is your role model out of many educators you command in high respect?
Role model in a sense, you mean in my this thing circle, or
Yeah,
you mean to
yeah.
say, because Abdul Kalam ji was my role model. All right,
All right.
I want to dream big like him. But if you bring to a circle of mine, the ones who had inspired me, was one principal of the B.Ed college where I was working. So Miss Sushila Sheshadri, she was my role model. I was
Right.
just about 25 when I worked under her, intern under her, and she was awesome.
Oh, wonderful. That's great to know, and I really wish you luck. That yes, you are on the right path, and becoming another Kalam is certainly coming for when you are dedicated to the your path chosen. So moving ahead to the next question, tell us about a funny or weird incident in your life.
Funny incident, yes, I can talk about Nigeria, because I am like one person who doesn't like to take a no for an answer. So
Okay.
just walked into Kempson's International, and we were just taking a walk on that path, and I just saw the school. I'm always very, attracted by a school, and it was said school for the black. And he said, "Are you sure you want to just walk in to get a job?" I said, "I don't know. I just want to meet the director." So I just went there and we just started chatting. And after some time, I said, "You need this renovation, that thing, this thing." And I walked out with a job. And
Okay.
she said, "What were you going to do? Because you're Indian and this is totally a school for the black." I said, "I like to bring it to an international standard." I mean, I was so confident with her, like, I just got a job. And I found it very funny because I never went with the thought of getting a job first. And
Yeah.
secondly, like getting a job immediately within a fraction of a second was like one, like maybe a good luck or other two. Or maybe I thought it was very, very funny incident because we were just chatting about our horoscopes and zodiac signs and stuff like that. And I got a job. It was like that.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
It is said that, lives bring out the best when we are planning something else. So it
yes.
generally happens, and it's true in your case. So it's really great to know this incident of yours. Moving ahead to the next question. How do you spend your recreational time?
I like to listen to music, and I like to watch. Actually, I'm a great Bollywood movies. I'm a buff, I can say. So I like to watch movie the first day, first show kind of a thing, and probably Shah Rukh Khan's movies those days. But right now it's anything. But that is like a stress buster for me, and
Mm,
travels, of course. Anywhere
okay.
now, rather travel has come down, but yes, travel, music, and watching movies.
All right. So, which is your famous favorite movie and a dialogue from that movie?
That was like कुछ कुछ होता है and कुछ कुछ होता है तुम नहीं समझोगे. So that is the thing which actually I think I watched many a times when I was abroad. I think I was in
Okay.
Nigeria and I think I watched it many a times.
All right. Wonderful. So, do you sing or play a musical instrument or just listen to the music?
I'm very bad singer. If you ask me to sing, I'll never do that. But yes, I can hum. And moreover, I love to hear music and that to Hindi music. I'm not a very big English movie or a music fan, but definitely Hindi.
Who's your
Yes.
favorite singer then?
Favorite singer, there are many whom I listen to, but I like Kishore Kumar because I'm still that outdated person. I'm 57 years old. And probably I like Mohammad Rafi and Kishore Kumar.
Oh, it's not
Yes.
that you're old, ma'am. You know, those are the
Yes.
golden. These are the golden people, and their, the music they created. You
Yes.
know, even today, it's like fresh air, and we love. Even I love to listen Kishore Kumar, and there are my even daughter hums with me his song. So it's. I think music never ages. You know,
Old
it
school
has
of
that
thought is
beauty.
what I can say for me.
Yeah,
But new one I can say is Sonu Nigam.
Sonu
He's
Nigam.
good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up to the next question. How do you overcome a writer's block?
How do you
Overcome a writer's block.
writer's block? I'm not able to
You
get
know,
you.
all right. So your hobby, you also write, right? All right. So
I
many a
write,
times
yes.
when we are writing, at times we have this block in our mind that, oh,
No,
what should I
block.
write
You mean to
about?
say block?
Yeah,
I heard is
block.
it blog. I'm sorry. So
All right.
yes. Sometimes we do because when you're writing, you are actually crowded with a lot of other thoughts, and you are sometimes being prejudiced too. It happens that way, and you shouldn't be that. I feel like you should be very neutral when you're writing, and probably it has to be general. It has to be not specific about something. And sometimes because I'm a very open person and I'm a very transparent person, I sometimes very specifically write, and probably I realize only after it goes and gets published on the net. Then I think I realize like I should have been more diplomatic. So this happens to me many a times when I write. Yes,
Yeah, I think every writer faces this. I think many a
I'm very
times.
critical at times.
Okay.
That's what I feel. Yeah.
All right. Moving it to the next question. Name an outdoor activity that you fancy.
Outdoor activities, outdoor activities. I think I was playing badminton at one point of time, and I was a very good badminton player, and I was my husband's partner as well. And aerobics I've been doing for last 25 years, and I left it only when I had a knee problem. So these are two, probably even aerobics you can call it indoor, not outdoor.
Mhm.
Badminton also you can call it indoor. Swimming was never my choice at all. So these are two things. Basketball, I was a basketball player during my school days.
All
Yes, I
right.
was in the team.
Wonderful. So we have a multifaceted personality here. You are a sports
I'm
person,
very
you're a
basically a sports
writer.
person.
Yeah, all right. So let's
Yeah,
see,
because
Justin.
I was playing table tennis at the college level. So
Wow. So, just in few questions, we revealed so many things about you. Coming up to the last question. So, Mother Earth is very happy because you have guided her children to how to go on a greener path. She has bestowed you two wishes. What would you wish for?
I could wish that we take care of our environment. Why? Because it actually reverts back. Because we've seen tsunami, we have seen this pandemic, don't know what is in store for us in the future. So in a small way, we like if we can do away with the pollution and stuff like that. So I could contribute to something like keeping the air, which is absolutely pollution free, which I could contribute to. I would love to. I'm doing that in my school in a very little, very small manner. But I think I can contribute it to, and I can share it with the government and can bring about the change because this is going to be the major challenge because some of the schools might shut down in the future if it's the air is going to pollute it. This I could like to contribute towards the environment if I can, and if I can be the brand ambassador where I can say keep your seas clean because sea is the one which is in the future there's a possibility, there is a kind of a machinery which can turn the water into seawater into pure water. We can do that, but if sea is dirty, you can't. So keep your lakes, seas, and the rivers clean. And we contribute in a very small fashion again. But if you could just spread out into the community and everybody thinks the same way, then we can keep it litter free, earth. This is a maximum which you can do to the earth, and protect and grow more trees. This also, we have got a campaign growing more trees from Green School, and we are planning to grow silver oaks all around along the roads of ours, and contribute solar energy to the village which we are trying to contribute. So if everybody thinks the same way, we can lift villages, we can spread the messages to people, and we can make this world a better place to live in.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful thoughts. And we hope that certainly Mother Earth grants you these wishes, and it would be, a beautiful place to live. And we all have the responsibility of giving the planet a better version of
Absolutely.
what we received it, right? So, on this wonderful note, we have reached to the last question of the show, which is called the viewer's choice question. So, well, a few days back, I just attended a conference where we were discussing about which would be the highest paying job in future. We don't know what it would be. So, someone very beautifully brought out that everything can be taken care of. What we are missing at is nature. So the one which are conserving the nature, one we are which are innovating in producing, the products or the services which are conserving the nature, those jobs would be the highest paying. So on this thought, I came up with even my viewers has sent me a similar question. So I would like to ask to you, why is it important to teach children about nature and how to sustain it, and how can we inculcate them with the thought that produce something which is always going to conserve nature, never be destructive in your thought.
Absolutely. See, today's generation should know that tomorrow they're going to get environmental related jobs, or they're going to get STEAM related jobs. STEAM is that science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, or it can be the machine learning, coding, and computers. So these are the only jobs which is going to be very, very prominently available, and it will be also highly paid. So how are you going to, aim for it or target to be that, like, you can make bring about the change? So I feel like if everyone takes a one step, and say that, taking the community along with them, and trying to build up the entire the gamut of the environment which you're trying to bring in, not only in your school, the change, and to keep it clean and green and stuff like that, the entire city. Like, once upon a time, Bangalore was known as the clean city and a green city, but now, right now, we don't see that, because if everybody contributes to that, and all these children, they go out as brand ambassadors and spread out this message to people to keep it clean and green, so probably you can bring about this change. That's one way of looking at it. Secondly, like, if it's not the curriculum, it's not the only the knowledge which is actually you are studying for. It has to be like, learning is like beyond curriculum, beyond the boundaries. Learning is beyond the textbooks. If we can get that learning happen, and then you take that also learning and the knowledge from the community, and probably go along with that, and probably, bring about the change to become the leaders in your small community. Maybe it's in a small society of yours, or a small apartment of yours, and to bring about the waste segregation, and small in a small way you're trying to contribute. So what happens is, there's going to be become a major change. It's a chain link. If one good deed leads to another good deed, another good deed leads to another good deed, it's like that. So you can all, like, bring about the change, because you always will think, how can one person bring about the change? But that one person can change the entire society. It's like that. So let's take that step today, if not tomorrow, because every time we always have to think now and today. That's how it is. And that is how we're going to change and look at the world, with a peaceful world, rather, because there's a lot of war which is happening around. There is a lot of war like situations happening around. So let's not look at that being a kind of an instigation for us also to join that. So probably we have to bring out more peace, and how we're going to contribute towards the peace is you yourself becoming a peace ambassador, and at a very low level, at your level, at individual level, and probably in the community level, and try to take it to a little bit in the at a state and a country and at the world level. That's how it happens. It's always like, I can contribute, and let we can contribute, and then the world will contribute. It's like that. And the change starts from you, and the change starts from us. So that's what I can say.
Certainly, if you want to see the change, but then be the change yourself. So that is
Yes,
the saying which goes. So thank you so much, ma'am. Today you told me that nature has always given us bountiful and we should reciprocate it with love and care for this place, which we call it as our home. So, ma'am, today you have shown me that we can, through education, not only go to the nature, but we can also learn more and bring nature to our classrooms and homes and build a better world for ourselves, which is inclusive of all living things around us, and teach our children so much so that they also understand that without mother earth there is nothing which is going to help them sustain. So wonderful thoughts, ma'am. It was great to have you today, and it was delight hearing you and your thoughts. I think this one change which everyone brings out in their education and make education green will automatically contribute. As you said, when each one contributes a little, then we see the bigger impact happening. So
absolutely.
to all my dear education educators, you heard ma'am today how she's taking small steps and she's seeing a bigger impact. So just bring about a small change and introduce green education at your schools also today. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your thoughts. It was really
Thank you.
blessing to have you.
Thank you very much, Seema. It was wonderful chatting with you.